Thank you, Zach. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining my presentation of Visual Planner for production order processing. Now as Zach was saying, we've got a lot to get through, and I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as I can. Zach, great introduction, really. Yeah, Link are an exact Macola business partner. Have been for over 20 years. Our slide's wrong here, but we have Macola users, Macola customers all over the world, but predominantly in Europe, using Macola and some of our other products. And so we have a lot of manufacturing knowledge, and we understand Macola and some of its strengths and weaknesses, and we've looked to fill those gaps, if you like, in Macola's in Macola that our customers are saying, that we've got to resolve these things, and can you help us? So that's really where we are, and that's what we've been doing for many years now. And the solution that I'm going to show you today is one of a number of solutions that we have to complement and extend Macola. So as you can see, we have a number of solutions. Visual Planner P0P is what we're looking at today, and we have another solution which is iLink Labor, which deals with labor tracking and production reporting. That also integrates with Macola and with Visual Planner. Okay, next slide. Going the wrong way. So the issues related to scheduling with Exact Macola. Well, Exact Macola works on an infinite capacity basis, and it uses estimated lead times predominantly. Macola does not consider whether you have the capacity or the resources to produce. So you're relying solely on MRP, or your reorder advice report may actually lead to purchasing of materials far too early or too late. Obviously, that has an impact in tying up cash in materials unnecessarily. There are also other weaknesses in the production order processing module, in that you can't maintain calendars, departments, work centers, or even your shop standards. So that is an issue, really, if you're really looking to get more operational control and visibility. And what a lot of Macola users tend to do is to use manual, unintegrated tools such as spreadsheets, access databases, and whiteboards to manage something like this, and that creates problems in itself. The scheduler ends up spending lots of time trying to readjust their plans, which isn't easy in spreadsheets. Changing priorities becomes something that happens on a daily basis, and if you can't adjust quickly, then that impacts downstream. So it's over reliance on subjective knowledge is something that also occurs because of the inability to adjust your plans quickly, and again, that doesn't help give everyone visibility of what's going on. So over time, the inability to produce reliable production plans may result in higher operating costs and a potential loss of business. So what will Visual Planner P0P do for your business? Well, more effective production planning and scheduling based on real rather than theoretical capacity. It's going to help you have realistic lead time planning and improved service levels. You're going to reduce the cash that you spend on raw materials. It's going to reduce work in progress, and in some cases that can be up to about 20%. You're certainly going to improve customer service, delivery times, Customer satisfaction, as we know, is all important nowadays. Making sure that you can meet those delivery times is key. You're going to hopefully reduce labour costs. You're going to streamline your capacity to make best use of that cost, which is often one of the largest costs that are involved in production. You're going to improve your production efficiency. You're going to maintain your capacity of the work centres, avoiding peaks and troughs. You're also going to have a lot of flexibility there in Visual Planner. It's going to help you adjust your plans quickly so that you're back on track and you're able to keep everyone informed of what is going on. So it's multi-scenario functionality that helps you to trial things out before you set your plan. There's lots of flexibility in there that I will show you later on. Seamless integration with Macola, Progression and ES, allowing rapid implementation. For most Visual Planner implementations, P0P implementations, you're looking at between 16 and 24 hours, so that's very quick. So your production plans, reports and capacity charts that this solution provides certainly increases visibility and control. It's a multi-company, multi-user solution, so everyone can have a view of the production plan if need be out on the shop floor, and in customer services, for instance, so everyone can see what is going on and you're all on the same page. Right, now I'm going to take you into a demonstration of Visual Planner. I'm just going to switch to my Visual Planner screen. Hopefully everyone's seeing this clearly. So as I mentioned, Visual Planner is a production planning and scheduling solution that Link have designed from the ground up to be totally integrated with exact Macola, Progression and ES. We have two editions for P0P. We have a light edition and the standard edition, and it's the standard edition that I'm going to show you today, and we'll talk about some of the differences between the editions a little bit later on. So I'm going to explain what you're seeing on the screen right now. So the first thing that I'm pointing at here is the planning interval, and this is what you're going to schedule into. Mine set from today out until the 20th of March, but you can have yours set to a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, or even a year if you like, and that's what you're going to be scheduling your orders into. The next area that I'm pointing to here, this is the task panel. Now, as soon as Visual Planner is installed, it automatically goes out and picks up any new POP orders that you've created in Macola. So it will go out, and you can have this set, so that it refreshes the data every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, every minute. But it does that, it goes out and pulls in your orders, and they appear in this task panel. Okay, so this is your demand. This is what you've got to schedule into your available capacity. Now, within the task panel, you can do many things. For instance, you can group your data. So let's say, for instance, you wanted a group by item number. It's very simple. All you need to do is click on the item header, the column header, drag it up to the bar above, and you'll see the data kind of take shape. So maybe I want to group by item number and source due date. So there's a grouping. Now I could schedule that grouping automatically onto the planning board below. If you don't want that grouping, you just drag the column headers back to where they were before. You can apply filters to your data, and you can apply filters on multiple criteria so that when you come back to the software, you can call those filters up and be working in them. So lots of filtering capabilities in this data as well. And you can also export this out if you wanted to view this information in Excel, which I know we're trying to get away from Excel, but you can view information in Excel as well. Other things you can do here, you can go into column settings and bring in additional information from Macola, which you can schedule from. So I'm just clicking on column settings, and maybe I want to bring in a user-defined field, or I can even drill into item master data here. You see these little arrows or pointers. They allow you to drill into your data. Maybe there's a field here that you want to bring into the task panel view. It's very, very simple to do. So that's the task panel. Now, I should point out that some of the planners out there using this solution use dual screens. So they'll see the task panel and with all their demand on one screen, and this graphical planning board below on another screen. But we do have planners out there that are comfortable working in this view that you're seeing, but perhaps using something like a 30-inch screen. So it's highly flexible. You can move the area, the information around on the screen. You don't have to have it in the way that it's set at the moment. The next area that I want to point to is the Factory Explorer. Now, when I open this up, you're seeing your departments and work centers. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you don't have the ability in the production order processing module to create departments and work centers, but we give you that in Visual Planner. So that's part of the implementation. You will just create your department and work centers in Visual Planner, and once they're set up, you'll see them in Visual Planner. Now, I've got several that are ticked, and as they're ticked, they'll appear on the graphical planning board below. And you can have, if you've got multiple schedulers, you can set up, that they only see their departments and work centers. So, they're not looking at the other schedulers' department work centers. So that there's a lot of flexibility built in to allow that. Okay. The next area that I'm pointing to is the graphical planning board. Now, on the planning board, you're looking at some colors across the board there. Red is non-working time, so it's a non-working activity. Blue is working time, so you can see that I'm working from 8 a.m. until 10 past 1 in the afternoon. Yellow is lunchtime, and blue again is working time. So for me, this is, in my shop, this is a shift. So I'm working from 8 a.m. right up until 7 p.m. in the evening. So that is my capacity, and I'm looking at that capacity, that available capacity, on Thursday the 21st of February, week 8. Now I'm looking at that capacity in 1 hour increments, 30-minute increments. So 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9, and so on. And I can zoom down to a 15-minute increment or zoom out to see the entire planning period. So I'm going to zoom out. Now we're looking at 1 hour, 2 hour, 6, 12, and a day at a time. Okay, so now I'm going to go back the other way. And we're back to, there's 1 hour, 30, and there's half an hour. So you see the scale change, and that's quite useful really, because if you're scheduling orders onto the planning board, it's very easy to see the load on that work center by zooming in and zooming out. You also get you also have this indicator here that lets you know what percentage of capacity is currently being utilized, or rather the other way around, how much capacity you have in that work center. So at the moment you can see I have 100% availability in that work center because I've not scheduled anything. Other things to note really here is that I have resources in this work center. So you can see I have 10 of 10 available resources during this part of the shift, from 8 a.m. until 10 past 1, and then from 1:30 until 7 o'clock I have another 10 employees in that part of the day. So we can assign resources, either employees or machines, to a work center. So this means I have 10 employees available that can help produce product in that time frame. So when I start scheduling orders onto the planning board, you'll see some of these resources being consumed. Okay, now scheduling is very, very easy in Visual Planner. You can either drag or drop or auto schedule. I'm going to show you how you drag and drop onto the planning board. So all I'm doing here is holding down on my mouse key, and this is touchscreen technology as well, so you don't need a mouse to do this, but all I'm doing is dragging the order onto the planning board during the working time, and you can see a box appear, a pink tile behind that box, which represents order 147, and you can see that it's going to require one resource, 2.3 hours to produce, starting at 8 a.m. and 10:20. Now, how does it know that? How does it know how long it's going to take to produce this order? Well, we give you the ability to maintain your shop standards in Visual Planner. Now, we have one method that I'm going to show you on this screen, and I'm going to go into what we call the Work Center Item Relationship. And in this, you, as part of the implementation, you define what it is you can produce where. So in this example, in Work Center 1, I have a brake and cable assembly, and I need one resource to produce this, and I can produce this at a standard 3 units per hour. And I have a work center priority setting, which is used in auto scheduling. So auto scheduling is always going to try to schedule this brake and cable assembly into work center 1. And you can see some other options here, changeover, line change, tool change, and so on. Now, if I open work center 2 up, you can see that I can produce the brake and cable assembly in work center 2, but I'm not as efficient in work center 2. I can only produce 2 an hour. I still need one resource, and auto scheduling priority set to 2. So you can see you can set your standards up in this way, and you can produce products in the same product in multiple work centers if you like. But this is the standard way that you would set up your standards. Standard ways you would set up your standards. The typical way that you would set up your standards in Visual Planner. And we give you a template that you populate, and then we import your standards into the solution. Now, this is one way that you can work. We've recently introduced a P0P routing feature. Well, it will be in the new release, which is out next week, and I want to share my screen with you now. I'm probably going to have to log in. Bear with me. Let's log in. Oh, that's because I didn't have. And I want to show you this because this may be how you would like to work in the future. Just bear with me a second, just while I log in. It's going to take a couple of seconds. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, so Visual Planner has Visual Planner P0P has the ability now to allow you to create shop floor routings and apply those routings to your orders. So that means that you can have multiple operations set up, apply those operations to an order. So every time you create an order in Macola for an item, it can have a routing assigned to it. Now that will mean that you will not need to create multiple POP orders anymore. So you'd end up creating one order that may have several steps, and those steps will in fact be your operations or your routing. So I just want to show you this very quickly. So you see here, here's POP order 160. And it has 3 operational steps, 10, 20, and 30. And in those steps, you can see that we can maintain a lot of information in a routing. I won't go into this because we don't have a great deal of time, but let's just say that if you've ever thought about upgrading to Macola's shop floor control module, this certainly gives you quite a lot of what shop floor control would give you. So yes, it's very easy to then create those routings and then assign them to your orders, and then you can auto schedule those operations, and you will see them on the planning board. And I'm auto scheduling here, which is quite appropriate because that's where I should be now in the demo, and I'll show you this again on the other screen. But you can see now that I have scheduled POP order 161, which has 3 operational steps, 10, 20, 30. Okay, so it's very easy to create a routing, apply that routing, and also to schedule it. I scheduled the order 161 and all the operations that relate to it scheduled in a matter of seconds. You have lots of flexibility built in here. You can move operations out, and if you had the settings on, you can move them out and all the other operations would move with them. So there's lots of flexibility built in there. Now, if you were using our iLink labor product, the web-based labor reporting, production reporting solution, you could actually report the quantity completed on these operational steps, and Visual Planner would pick that data up and show you on these operations the quantity reported by this red line. If you hover over it, it'll tell you how much you've already reported, and also in the task panel above. So that's another way that you can set your standards up. You can either have the standard way, which is by POP order, or by item rather, or by using the routing builder feature in Visual Planner P0P. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to my other screen. Bear with me a second. Yeah, here we go. And I'm going to cancel out of that. So drag and drop, very easy. All you do, hold down on the mouse and drag the order down to the work center. And you see that it grays out any work centers that it can't be produced in. The reason for that is that you've not said that you can produce that item in that work center in your standards. Okay, so that was drag and drop, and I'm going to take you into auto scheduling now. I'm going to take these orders off, and I'm going to auto schedule a whole group of orders just to show you how quick it is. I don't know how many are here, but I'm going to schedule a good dozen or so in a matter of seconds. So all of these orders I won't schedule that one because I don't have enough capacity. But anyway, I'm going to schedule them all, and it should take a matter of seconds to schedule them. Now, the important thing to note here is that when we schedule orders, what we're basically doing is creating a new start date and due date. And that start date and due date is based on true capacity and resource availability. And you can see that I've got new source due date, which was created, was added when the order was created. You can see that turning red there. That's because I'm late. I'm using demo data here. So yes, we create new start dates and due dates, and when we're happy with the plan, it's a case of clicking on an update button, and these dates are written back to Macola. So, you know, your reorder advice report, MRP, if you're using it, will take these dates and base their recommendations off the back of these dates. Okay, so then now they're scheduled, and you can see here I've utilized 3% of my available capacity in Department A Work Center 1. If I just click on that work center, you can see I've got lots of orders stacked on top of each other because I have 10 resources during that time, and they're all working on these orders. So 0 of 10 during that part of the day. You can see I've got a few more resources available. Things start getting better as the day progresses. Now, I mentioned I could zoom in and zoom out, so let's zoom out a bit, and you can see here really from 4 o'clock onwards I am totally free there. I've got lots of capacity available to me beyond that time. Okay, so that was auto scheduling. Now, you know, if you're not happy with your plan, you can move things around, take them off. There's lots of functionality built in there to do that. The next thing to do, you've confirmed your capacity, you have the resources. Do I have the materials? Now, we give you an immediate heads up with this icon here. This icon is the material validation feature of Visual Planner. And what Visual Planner is doing, it's dynamically making stock calculations based on a number of things. So I'm going to go into my settings here and try to explain this to you. Material planning. Here you've got Visual Planner making stock calculations, and for P0P, we have a supply and demand side of things. So the supply side is looking at in-process, printed, released, unreleased. Demand is the same, but we're also going out and looking at any POs that are going to supply us with components and any OEs that are going to go out and demand components. Now, so that it's dynamically doing that based on the date that you have that scheduled on the planning board. So, you know, are you going to have enough to produce that order? And if you have you have a red icon if you don't have enough, and you can drill into the component shortages. Let's have a look at this one here. Yeah, this one. And you can drill into. I've just double clicked on the icon, and you can drill into the component shortages and see what other orders out there are consuming that item. And you can see we have another pop order out there that is demanding 20 of that brake pad component. We can do some other things there, like reserve components for orders. And we can make some calculations based on, you know, so if you've got a really important order and some less important orders that already have components allocated to them, what would be the effect if I unallocate those that stock from those less important orders? Would I have enough to produce that all-important order? So we can do some clever things in the material validation feature of Visual Planner. It's kind of like a mini MRP without all the reports, and it's real time. Okay, so that's the material validation feature. We have another feature material feature called trial kitting, which looks at the capture bill of materials for that order and highlights any shortages. And this looks at the quantity on hand, allocated quantity on order, required, whether you're short, and it also looks at the quantity available plus on order at the date you have this scheduled. And we even go out and show you any open orders there, so you can click on the open orders and see what's coming in. So this is all real time. Great visibility there, both for the production planner and materials planner. The materials planner can have a screen, a license, and be viewing this information and communicating with the production planner very easily with this. So we can look at one location or multiple locations here. So if you're short in one location and you're stocking that product in another location, then you can view other locations. And again, in this kind of grid view, you're able to sort, group, filter, export out to Excel as well, and you can print this off. Okay. Next thing I want to show you is that we have the ability to create virtual what-if orders. Now, a what-if order is an order that doesn't exist in Macola. It only exists in Visual Planner, and its purpose really is to for you to see whether you have got enough capacity. Perhaps a customer calls in, wants to know whether you can deliver 200 widgets by the end of March. You want to go back to that customer and give them a reliable sort of delivery expectation. So you can create this order, virtual order. If I go into planning, add what if order, you can create very easily system 1, 2, 3, and you can select the item that they want and the quantity and when they want them by. Let's go for there, and you can create dependent orders here as well from this. So let me just click on OK. There it is, 141, and then it's just a case of scheduling it onto the planning board. I'm just going to drag it down to the planning board here, and you can see it's in a different color here, WI, what if order. You can go back to your customer service rep and say, yeah, we can deliver that product by the customer's requested delivery date. What we can't do at the moment, but we're working on, is to be able to convert this what if order into a standard order just by clicking on it. We can't do that yet, but we're working on it. What you can do, though, is create a live pop order directly from Visual Planner. And that is very easy to do. I'm not going to show you this, but basically it's pretty much like you were creating a pop order in Macola, but maybe a bit quicker and easier. And you create it here. Once you've created it here, and the next time you refresh Visual Planner, that order will appear in Macola. So you can schedule that onto the planning board and perhaps unschedule or delete the what if order. So it's the what if order, if you think of it merely as a placeholder, something that will help you confirm whether or not you have capacity should you have that demand. So some of our customers use that feature to sort of play around and put in sort of potential forecast, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's the what if order, and create pop orders. You can do that directly from here. Another tab here that I'm clicking on is the Jobs tab. Now, if you're using force demand or pull in Macola, that's potentially where a customer order that's entered into Macola would automatically create dependent orders, pulled orders. Then you can schedule at the top level, the finished good level, and have all the dependent orders schedule in sequence with it. So that's if you're using force demand or pull, and that's we call it the Jobs tab. The next tab that I'm clicking on is the CP and FP orders tab, and that's if you're using MRP to generate CP and FP orders. Typically, auto scheduling is probably the quickest way of getting those orders on the planning board, but you can have your standard orders take priority over CP and FP orders in terms of capacity over CP and FPs, or they could be on an equal footing. But your CP and FP orders will appear on the board with a grid pattern across them, so you can see that they're different orders. Okay, so next thing that I want to do is go back to my orders here, and I'm going to update Macola. So now all I'm doing here is clicking on update, and all those new start and due dates are going to be updating Macola. And you'll see all the tiles turn green, and all the colours and things here, don't get hung up on colours. You can change all of this if you like. But you see a green thumbs up. That means all of these orders now are scheduled. This is my plan. All of these dates are written back into Macola, and now I'm ready to run production reports. So I'm going to click on production plan, and I'm going to generate a production plan report. You can see the start date, end date here. I'm just going to use my entire planning interval, but you could set yours to a week or a few days. I'm going to generate, and this is going to generate a crystal report for you. And here it comes, very quickly. And you can see start times, end times, pop orders, and the items and quantities and so on. That's one of the reports. Of course, being crystal, you can customize these reports, very easy to do. Another report that I'm going to show you is kind of like a shop packet report. I'm going to generate that report for you. There you go. You see the customer name, the item, quantity required, the bill of materials, start times, end times, and so on. Okay. Next thing I just want to show you is Visual Planner has some fantastic drill down features and drilling into live Macola data. So first one I'm going to go into is in the bill of materials drill down, and you can, not a great example here, but you can see, hopefully you can see that I'm drilling into the bill of materials for that order, and very easy to do. So you're not having to go off to Macola to get that information. It's there at your fingertips. Other drill downs, we have this drill down feature, and this is kind of like multi-level item view, but we kind of on steroids, if you like. Just so much you can drill into from here. So much information. Open orders here. Lots and lots and lots of information that you can get to from here, and drill into until you find the information that you need. So that's the drill down feature. Other things you can do is attach documents to the order, or if you're using P0P routings, you can attach documents to the actual operations as well. So a lot of our customers have screens out on the shop floor, next to their work centers. So the planner will have a repository of documents that go out with certain items or orders, and so that these documents can be opened up on a screen down on the shop floor. So you're not sending paperwork, down on the shop floor. So it's very easy to attach a document. So let me show you that very quickly. I'm going to attach it to an order. Add new. And what shall I attach? If I got anything that's worth attaching. Let's just say a spreadsheet. Okay, attach. wait a minute, I didn't do that right. Okay. So now you see a paperclip symbol there. As I say, someone on the shop floor can open that document up. It could be a CAD drawing, inspection instruction, whatever you want the guys on the shop floor to view. Okay, so how we license this, I should have mentioned this from the outset. We have named user licenses, and we have role settings within those licenses so that the production scheduler would have full planning rights, be able to plan and schedule production and access to all areas of the product, whereas someone on the shop floor would potentially just have viewing access. So it's very easy for us to assign roles to the licenses and have everyone set up to view or to schedule and see this information. Okay, next thing that I want to show you is the capacity charts that we have in Visual Planner. Okay, so let me just apply. Okay, so this chart really is looking at all my work centers, or at least the ones that I have ticked in this planning period, and it's looking at the net calendar hours in that period, what I've currently got scheduled. So I've only got 71 hours scheduled there, and I've got 5,644 hours remaining to be scheduled. And the next chart that I'm showing you here is really looking at the demand versus available hours by department work center. I'm going to put some settings on here, and I'm going to run this for you weekly and apply. And next thing that I'm going to do is export this to Excel. And what this is going to do is give you a long-term capacity report. Hopefully you can see this. So here's Department A, Work Center 1, Week 8. I've got 211 hours available. I've scheduled 62 hours. I've got 149 hours available to me in that week. So I'm 29.4% loaded in that week. You see the picture is totally clear the following weeks. So it's a very good report for you to see the load that you have in each work center, and try to balance those peaks and troughs and make sure that your resources are fully utilized. So this is a long-term capacity report that you can run, and have ready for your weekly planning meetings. Let me just come out of that now, and I'm going to move into, I didn't want to do that, and I want to show you now just another view of your production plan. But before I do, this is really what your production plan or the planning board would look like on one screen. Okay, so this is, hopefully you can see that. Let's go back to where we were before. Okay, and I'm going to show you the Outlook view. So this is kind of like an Outlook style view of your production plan. So we're looking at Department A, Work Center 1 today. This is what I've got scheduled in that work center. And I can do lots of things here. I can drill into information. I can go into the trial kitting, which helps me see whether I have any material shortages there. I can attach documents and so on. So that's a daily view. There's a weekly view, and there's a monthly view. Okay, so hopefully that has given you a good overview of Visual Planner. I know it was very quick, but I'm hoping that it at least gave you something that you'd want to come back and talk to us about in a bit more detail. I've just listed some pricing here for you, just for your benefit here. I mentioned that we have two editions. We have the Light Edition and the Standard Edition. Now, the Light Edition just allows you to drag and drop schedule. There's no auto scheduling, and there's no material validation features. So it's limited to that respect, but it's integrated with Macola. You're still able to get your planning, you schedule your orders onto the planning board, you see your capacity, and you can run those production reports and other things. Now, Visual Planner P0P is the full standard edition, and what we're saying here is that if you buy Visual Planner, doesn't matter whether it's the light edition or the standard edition, and want to have even more control of your shop floor. In other words, you want to schedule your plan, but now you want to execute that plan. Then you're able to do that with iLink Labour, which is our web-based labour reporting, production reporting solution. If you want that kind of control, then you can get that solution, $6,000 normally, but you'll get that 50% off if you buy Visual Planner. Okay, so Visual Planner is a strategic software that will help your business optimize the production process, providing the control and visibility for effective planning and resource management. It's software that provides quick return on investment. On average, it's around about 3 months, 4 months. It's the right product for the current and future market conditions. It's developed in the latest .NET, Microsoft .NET technology. It's supported by skilled and reliable people, so that protects your investment going forward. I hope you like what you see. I'm open to answer any of your questions. So the floor's open.